Hey, so let's talk about choosing patches and sounds for a moment. And just a reminder, this is just in the context of playing piano and pad together. This isn't really focused on using auxiliary plugins in like a main stage or an Ableton to program and sequence lead sounds that you might hear in our tracks. This is just talking to the piano and pad player at the keys position. So it's important for you to know what role that you play in whatever song that you're playing. So listen to the song really closely and listen to the ISOs that are provided for you and figure out what role you play at the piano and the pad position to sonically contribute to the fingerprint of the song, the sonic fingerprint of the song. And many times, block chords and a nice warm wide pad underneath that will really do the job. Let me give you an example of that. You need to find forget about the Nord for just a second. This isn't necessarily what's inside of the Nord, but whatever keyboard you're on, to have a good piano pad relationship, you need to find a pad that isn't too distracting, isn't too aggressive, it's soft and warm, and it stands alone by itself. And that may sound something like this. Now, you can see me messing with this thing over here. This is just a little, on the Nord, it's a wheel that controls the frequency of your pad, and it kind of makes it a little bit brighter, a little bit more intense, and it's great to have dynamic control of your pad so that you can be real chill and real nice and out of the way. But if you needed to build an intensity at all, you could. And you can pull it back. So having that control will be really great for you. So find a pad that sounds nice and warm and can be wide, and it stands alone by itself. And then you just find your favorite piano, or the piano that sounds the best in your room, or maybe your worship leader or your music director finds as their favorite piano, and you put that over top of that. But you're not going to have 100% pad and 100% piano. You're going to kind of duck the pad a little bit underneath the piano, and that might sound a little bit like this. So as you can hear, nothing's too pokey. The piano sounds really nice, and you can hear all of the attack and all of each specific note that I'm playing, but the pad just adds this layer underneath that that just makes the whole thing sound bigger and the whole thing sound wider. And you throw that into a mix with guitars and bass and drums and some other tracks that'll really fit in nicely. But when the whole thing dies down and it's just the piano and the pad together, a lot of really intimate moments can be built on just that sound right there. So just to recap that, find a sound, find a pad that can stand alone by itself, and you have some dynamic control of the frequency, kind of like this, and find a piano that you put over top of that. And you can do a lot with just that sound right there. You can play intros to songs, and you can play prayer moments, and you can do down choruses and bridges that way. And a lot of transitions are managed just with those two sounds from one song to the other, piano in, piano out. And so play around with the keyboard that you have access to. And if you have any questions, let us know. But that's a really good starting place to kind of understanding how the piano and the pad work together as you're choosing sounds and samples inside of your keyboard.